everybody. Welcome to another episode of Quotables. Once again, I am Lex, and I am joined by my host, Ernie. How's it going, Erns?
Hey, I'm doing well. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great.
So,
I'm excited
one
for
little-
today's movie.
Yeah, it's same. I wanted to ask you a question. So we've been on a little hiatus, as my friend Lex here likes to say.
I do.
Now tell the fans where you were that you left them podcast lists.
Sorry. I was in Cancun, Mexico,
Oh,
for a little vacation.
Na-
But I was still working, you know.
He was.
I was telling Ernie to do shit, and, you know, I'm his boss.
that's true. He does own half of me.
That
was
I own
the
the
deal.
rights to his baby in this corner. So I'm excited about today's movie because it is one of our first. Not besides Spider-Man, it's one of our first superhero movies. Marvel, like you mentioned, but
Yeah.
owned by Disney.
Mhm. So it's the first Marvel Cinematic Universe, right?
Yes. And if you haven't guessed it by my shirt, we are doing Guardians of the Galaxy.
Either the shirt or the background, right?
Oh shit! I forgot about the background.
But
New
yeah.
setup, new digs. They say.
Yeah.
I really enjoy this movie. I was going to tell you that right now, right off the bat. And it was a treat to watch it. Nostalgic.
Yeah.
It doesn't even feel like it was that long ago. No, 2014. But so many of these Marvel movies have came out since then. So you want to just jump into it?
Before we jump
Like
into
old
it,
times?
Yeah, no, of course. Before we jump into it, I do want to talk a little bit about the overall movie. This is one of my favorite Marvel movies as well. Like, I'm excited that, like, from every movie because there's a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited from every other, like, Marvel movie that we're starting with this one, because it was, like, one of the ones that I think a lot of people were more speculative about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because no one knows about these characters, and I think this is, like, a lot of people's first, like...
They were like stepping away here from like the original lineup, kind of.
Yeah, and so like with this, it was like the start of something different in the franchise.
Something new.
So I'm excited because I definitely like this movie a lot.
Me too, Ernie. Me too. So let's hop into it. Guardians of the Galaxy 2014. It intros and it's known for its soundtrack.
Yeah,
It's Awesome Mix Volume
Ooh.
1, and you know it opens up with a sweet ass
the
song.
soundtrack
A soundtrack.
throwback.
Love.
Yeah.
That's a sweet song. I like
That is
that
a
song
great
lot.
song, dude.
We got a little intro to Peter and his dying mother. It's nice. It's a sad little intro. you
Very
know.
sad, dude. I don't like the way they set it up.
They
but
kind of
it's like-
started it out,
but it's like-
but it pays off in the in
Yeah,
the
it
end.
does.
It's like
Yeah.
it just makes it feel that much better. But we'll get there. We're jumping ahead too much. So he goes to see his mother, who gives him the volume 2. Oh, well, we don't know. It's a gift for him. She's like, got a present there, Peter. And she's like, you've been fighting with the other boys again, baby. And I don't even know what he says. I don't see nothing. He says something weird. You know what I'm talking about? The kid.
Oh yeah, with the kid. Yeah.
So she's about to die, and he doesn't take her hand, and she dies. But she also says that, you know, your dad's gonna come get you, and that he's like an angel in the sky or something like that. Like
Yeah.
He says maybe we'll dive into that later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So little Pete runs off when she finally passes away, and he ends up getting abducted.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we get our old school Marvel intro. I think it was like one of the last times you get one. I don't know. I don't remember because
I don't recall the Marvel intro.
Like I said
know,
before, I
yeah.
like the old school Marvel.
No,
Marvel
that's right.
logo
I
better.
do remember you saying that. I do want to say something. What you don't remember seeing is like the mother, as she's dying, her dying wish is to give her son one last gift. We don't know what the gift is until the ending. We'll let you guys know when that happens. But she gives it to him.
It'll happen at the end.
Yeah, he doesn't want to take it. Yeah, he doesn't want to take it because, like, obviously he's like really sad, and I think he believes that if he does this for her, he's gonna lose her forever. But he already is kind of losing her, right?
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to like face the fact that that's happening. And then
Face the music.
wow, yes,
Right,
well
see?
done.
Well done, right? All right. So after the song, you know, after a nice little intro with the credits going on, he says, you know, directed by Chris Pratt,
Chris Pratt,
John Stamos, directed by James Gunn. No, not John Stamos. I'm sorry.
I was like, what?
So this is 26 years later,
Yeah.
and he's invading this planet. And that's when we get our intro to Chris Pratt's Peter Quill, played marvelously. I love Chris Pratt.
He's a great actor.
And that's when you get another sweet ass song. Come and get your love, which has been a karaoke song for ages. Not for
It
me,
has.
but I've heard it plenty of times.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people like definitely sing it. It's a great
I remember
song.
watching this movie. Like I've watched it like at least 2 or 3 times in the theaters, and I remember this. I think like the second or third time, like the people I was sitting next to were just like singing every little song. Hey, I'm like,
funny.
damn, dude, this movie just came out, and they're already like in. Like that's just this movie had such an impact. Like I think like a lot of people really like loved it.
Yeah, the awesome mix that is created. That's what it's called, right?
It's awesome.
For like it's his awesome mix, and it's a really it is awesome, right? Yeah, and like I think a lot of people, at least like a lot of older heads, like definitely just listened to the soundtrack and they were like, dude, this is solid.
They know
What's up.
So yeah, he does his little routine throughout the whole cavern, and then he finally finds what he's looking for, which is a mysterious orb. And while this is happening, we get some invaders landing, led by Korath. That dude's looking sweet. And then he finds Peter stealing the orb. He's all, you're I don't even know. He's like, I'm just a junker. And he's like, but you're wearing my little gobs. I don't even know how he says it. He says it's fucking weird. And he's like, oh, you might know me as he's all, my name's Peter Quill, but you might know me as something else. And he's like, what? Star-Lord. Ooh. He's a Star-Lord, legendary outlaw.
I wonder like where, like why he thought, because like obviously like to us this is like the first kind of introduction to the characters. Like we don't know, we didn't read the comics, like so it's our first time like knowing who they are. I wonder what Peter Quill was saying, like why he said that, like why he was so cocky that like everyone's gonna know him.
Maybe he thought
it's just interesting.
He just felt like it.
Yeah.
But anyway, he ends up escaping. He blows out. He blows his way out of there, and he runs, gets to his ship. And, he makes it out, and then his ship almost falls, and then, just all this. This is like a crazy little action. A
lot of stuff is happening.
A lot of stuff is going on. You think he's going to die, but he doesn't. And then he finally gets off and gets his ship is stable, and then that girl comes out, and she's like, Peter, what is going on? He's all, she's all, my name's Barit. He's all, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I forgot your ear. So he's a player, if that hasn't been established. He's a player. He's a dancer. He's a prancer.
Oh.
But yes, that is our Star-Lord. So that was our intro to our Star-Lord. And
how do you like Star-Lord as obviously we both like him as a character, but do you feel that they got a lot of like inspiration from like Han Solo and like very
kind of Indiana Jones?
Yeah. You could see that. And it's cool, dude. Like I would like, if Star-Lord wasn't like in that group, I would like to see a standalone movie with just him.
Just the Lord.
Doing him like doing like adventures.
Starring things.
Yeah, it would be really cool.
Let's get out of it. No, but he is sweet.
Yeah.
The wise cackling. So we get an intro to our other sweet ass character, which is Yondu, played by fan fave, or Yondu Uganda, I think is his last name.
Yeah.
Played by another fan fave, Michael Rooker. He's hey, where you at, boys? Ain't no orb, ain't no you. So where you at now, boy?
He's like, where you at now, boy? Oh, he says that. I love that.
He's like, these boys wanted it mine. They wanted to eat you. They ain't tasted no Darren before. Darren's supposed to be Earthling, right?
Yeah,
that's
Earthling. That's what they call him.
They tasted no Darren before. I love that line. It's looking sweet. And he's and then after he hangs up on him, he's all mad. He's like, put a bounty on him, $20K. And that one guy's like, you're always soft on that boy. He's like, you're the only one who's being soft on. He breaks out his little glowing stick or whatever. I guess
don't even know what the heck it's
called. It's just an arrow, right?
Yeah, but it's controlled by his like mohawk thing.
Yeah, his little mohawk.
It's really freaking cool.
Hawk. So yeah, he puts a bounty on him for people to find him. He's all, so once we get Peter Quill back, I'm gonna kill him myself. That guy's sweet. I love Michael Rooker. And now we get to the Dark Aster, which is what I call you after a night out of eating and drinking. We get our intro to Ronan, the
Ronan, yeah, Ronan.
No,
Ronan the Destroyer.
No, that's Drax.
Oh, that's right. Ronan is.
I forgot what he's called. Shoot.
Ronan the Executioner.
Yeah, that's what it is. The Executioner. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And he has a sweet ass voice. And my father's father. And my father's father before him, and his father that. Like he just.
Yeah, he's. Just,
I don't know how I feel about this villain. He's cool and like menacing, but I just think he's just a little over the top, kind of.
Yeah, I'll go into it.
And where was he sleeping in?
I don't even know.
I think it's blood, right?
I don't know what that is, but it's like this like weird like incubation looking thing with just like this black liquid. I'm not sure if it's blood of like the people he's killed or something.
Does this mean he's being awakened like after years, or he's like,
no,
this is how he wakes up every day?
He probably wakes up because then they start putting like powder on his ass.
Yeah,
and stuff.
But
they like
fix him up real good.
Yeah, they're fixing up real good. But like he's been around for a really long time because he like when the story progresses, like they kind of tell you like that Ronan is killing a bunch of these like these people.
These species and
these species.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, the Xandarians, which I'm not entirely sure why at the moment, but he has like some sort of vindication towards them. So
yeah.
So he's hurting them, and then but
I think it was like a peace treaty they made, and he wasn't a friend of the peace treaty or something like that. It's just gets a little political.
I think what? Yeah, no, I like the character, I like the actor, like what he does, but then he doesn't fit that quite well in the story. Like he falls short at sometimes. But it's like they weren't gonna throw anything crazy at the Guardians right now, right?
Yeah.
I felt like it was. I think it was just right for them, but honestly, I felt like they could have done somewhat better. Like at least in that character sense. But I don't know.
Well, and then like the guy he kills, he's like, "You'll never rule Xandar.
Oh, that's right.
I will cleanse it."
And then he uses like the big old mallet looking thing.
Smashes his head in. That's pretty intense. And then we get an intro to Nebula and Gamora, the daughters of Thanos. And they're talking about getting the orb, and they find out that it's on going to Xandar.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when he tells Nebula to go. And then Gamora's like, "Oh no!" Like interrupts. She's like, "I should go because I won't." He's all. And then I like Nebula's like, "But Ronan has already declared, do not speak for me. You will not fail." And she's like, "Have I ever?" I love Gamora too. She's sorry.
Yeah. I know you're fine. I mean,
X-ray.
Yes.
Yes, green is my thing. No, I'm kidding. So we get our intro to Xandar, where we get our intro to Rocket, doing a little voiceover about the Xandarians, talking crap on them. And then we see Groot, which is easily Vin Diesel's best role.
I think he shows more emotionality in this than
any
Fast
other
and
movie
Furious.
he's done.
No. I love Vin Diesel, but no, I think they do a great job, dude. Bradley Cooper as Rocket, bro. I was telling you this before. Like he steals the show.
No, yeah, he's really good.
He's so good.
I think
bro.
Rocket and Groot, they both steal the show.
That's definitely
Even though Groot doesn't have much, but so they're bounty hunters, and they're looking for bounties, and they find Peter, and he's got a bunch of units on him. So that cuts, and we see Peter going to go sell this orb to this sweet ass broker.
Yeah, I love this.
Where he refuses because he learns that it's about Ronan, and he's like, he's trying to destroy my people, our people. Then he mentions there that he's upset about the peace treaty.
Yeah. And then he goes to close it or whatever. I like that. Well, hold on. Before he says that, he goes, I forget what he tells him. And he goes, you got the best eyebrows in the business.
Because he was asking where Yondu was. He's like, oh, he sends his regards. And I tell you got the best eyebrows in the business.
And his eyebrows are all just like freaking
weird.
They're just sweet. Like everything is bald, but here.
He's just a sweet
and it's like they're spiky. He told me to tell you, you got the best eyebrows in the business.
He's almost got killed finding he's a pre-occupational hazard, I suppose. Something like that, yeah.
It's freaking hilarious.
So he gets kicked out, and he meets Gamora, just looking all like seductive. She's like, "So what happened?"
He's eating some sort of fruit, right?
Space fruit. And he's like, "Guy walked down a deal on me." He's like, "You know what? The one thing I hate, guy without integrity. My name's Peter. People call me Star-Lord." She's like, "You look like a man with integrity, like with honor." And he's people say that about me. But then she ends up kicking him, and a big fight begins. So that's when they're fighting, and then Rocket and Groot get involved because they want the bounty. And then that's when he's all, "Get him, Groot!" And he grabs Nebula or Gamora instead. Yeah. He's all, "Not her, him." I love Groot. He's just so cute. He's a little dummy. Yeah. So they end up getting they get caught up by the police, the Nova.
That's kind of cool. Right? The way they get I don't know what it is.
The way they get restrained. Right?
Yeah, and then they get like they're in the air.
But that whole little scene of them fighting is sweet. Like it's kind of funny. Like they're just Peter anyways. I live for the simple things. Like how much this is gonna hurt. But they end up getting caught by the police, and then we get sweet ass John C. Reilly. He goes, "Hey, if it isn't Star Prince," I love that. I love when he says that line. Yeah. So they ended up taking him. If it isn't Star Prince, they end up taking him to prison, and it's when they're getting told what they do, where they are, and they're like, "Oh, this girl, blah blah blah." Gamora is linked to Thanos, and then the Rocket. They had, I guess it was like a mutation gone wrong. They're saying it was an experiment.
Yeah, it was
an experiment. Then his house pet Groot, and then Peter Quill doing the little flip off. He's like, "I'm not sure how this thing worked." And then he's like, and that one dude, I forget his name.
I forget
Saul. I
he's
think his name's Saul.
a bunch of assholes.
A-house.
Oh, a-holes. There you go.
Transfer them to the kiln.
Yeah.
And then they take him to the kiln, which is a prison.
Mm-hmm.
And Rocket is bragging about how they can get out of the prison. This one's no different. And then Groot's just like, I am Groot. Just the whole time. And then Peter's like, you said that already.
And he thought, does Giving Tree say anything else?
He's like, what is up with Giving Tree
That's
here?
what he says.
And then Rocket goes, well, he no talky good like me's in you. he says it's so stupid. His vocabularistics are into I, am, and Groot. Exactly
in that order, yeah.
But then he starts talking about Gamora and how she has a reputation. He's like, anybody knows who you are. Star-Lord's like, yeah, we know who you are.
Who is she?
Who is she? And as this is happening, he sees that one big blue monster is listening to his radio, and that kind of messes him up. His Walkman, right? It was his Walkman.
Yeah, it's his Walkman. Yeah.
And that's the song. Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga,
Which is in the
chaka.
trailer, dude. You remember that, dude?
Yeah.
That's what sold the That's what sold the movie for me. That
was
song.
that was a sweet.
It was
song.
so sweet. It was.
I remember watching the trailer, and I was like, "This is giving me like big Star Wars vibes, right?"
Yeah, same. It gave me like Star Wars and Star Trek if they were combined.
Yes, it would be called Star Wars. Star Trek Wars.
Star Trek Wars.
So that happens, and after they have a little montage of them going into the prison and getting transitioned to their suits, and you see Rocket's little weird mutation stuff on the back.
Yeah, little back. I don't know why I laughed about that, but it's just I feel bad for poor Trash Pan.
And they're walking, and then all of a sudden, you see all the prisoners like, Gamora, you're dead. You're dead. You're dead. The way
that
they
dude,
did
he's like, yeah, dead.
And then that's when
they're walking through the prison, right?
Rocket's like I said, she has a reputation.
Isn't that like? And then there's like a girl watching like a soap opera, and she's crying.
Oh yeah.
She's all...
And then I like what Gamora says. She's like, whatever nightmares the future holds are dreams compared to what's behind me. Well, damn, so she's trying to get Peter, And then that one thug that like comes up to Star-Lord, he's like, look out the new meat. He's like, I'm gonna lather you up like a Navian jelly.
Oh.
He's gonna rape him, right? Is that what he's talking about?
I think he literally is gonna have sex with him. That's what he's saying.
That's what it sounds like. It's kinda,
but he's like, anybody want this booty? It's Rocket.
That's when Groot puts his fingers up his nose. This is our booty. You want to get through him? You gotta go through us.
He's like, or better yet, he's gonna go through you.
Yeah, something. It's all sweet. And they just walk away. And that fucking guy's just crying. He's like, so Gamora gets to her cell, and that's when all those dudes are like all again like up in her grill, and then you just see Drax and watching in the back. That's
like, right. He's just sitting there.
But then that's when Rocket mentions like because Star-Lord says he's like, oh, they're gonna protect her, right? He's like, they don't care what they do to us inside. They just want from escaping. Mm-hmm. That's what they're here to do. So they go down. The thugs start taking Gamora, and that's when Peter follows with Rocket with this. He's all sleeping. He has a little thing on. He's like, and then they go. Dude, the way they're all sleeping, that's weird, bro.
They're all together. I'm not sure why it's like that, but
yeah, I don't know.
Because it looks like Gamora is like in
she has her own separate little
cell,
tube, yeah.
But everyone else is like together.
But how do they take her out? You know what I mean? Like they just open it somehow.
I don't even know.
Anyway, so they take Gamora down. So I'll take her down to the showers. Easier to clean up the blood.
It's like the security guard or whatever. Yeah.
She's like, but then they get interrupted by sweet ass Drax. Is all. I don't even know what he says, but he's like, I am, yes. And that guy's like, yeah, Drax, the Destroyer.
Yeah.
You know why they call me this? So you've killed a lot of Ronins, like thugs,
he's killed
right?
a lot of the thugs. Yeah.
He's like, he killed my family, my wife, and my daughter. So her life is not yours to take. He's just like this, so sweet.
Yeah.
And he takes the dude's knife, right, and he's like about to kill her, and that's when Peter interrupts. Mm. And he tells her like, look, like she's the daughter, like she knows, like we can get closer to Thanos. That's who you really want, right? And convinces them. He's like, and then when we get to Thanos, you can. Does little fingers. He's like, why would I put my finger on his throat? He's like, no. He's like, it's just
a metaphor.
It's just a figure. So he's like,
I
would not do that. I would rip his head off clean off. And then he's like, it's a metaphor, dude. He's like, you've heard of this, right? To that person. Guy's like, yeah, she has.
And he looks at it.
And looks at Drax. And he's like, no.
He gets scared.
Dude, I love that guy.
Oh, my God.
That guy's sweet. And then, so he convinces them. He's like, Drax like, okay, fine. And then he goes.
I'm sorry. I want to say something before we go.
Before we get into it.
Yeah, dude, I love Drax, bro, as a character. He's so funny.
He's a great character.
Yeah, he's a great character. A lot of people I was telling you this before, but a lot of people don't really care for how the way Dave Bautista, the actor or wrestler or whatever, like, you know how he acts in the movie, but I think he did a like great job. Like, he sells that character so freaking well.
Yeah, he does a really good job.
And then like and eventually at some point, like, there's like these little nuances if you hear what he says. Like later on, he calls Gamora like a whore or something, but the way he says it is so funny, bro. It's so.
There's a lot of shit he says. Well,
we'll get there.
Settle down, sweet prince.
I want it now,
Star Prince. So they leave, and then Drax is like, "I like your knife. I'm keeping it." And that guy, that was my favorite knife. That was my favorite knife.
Is that Ron Howard's brother?
The guy who's playing him?
Yeah, the guy that's playing it.
I don't think so.
Is that the guy you remember from Jingle All the Way, right? The guy that goes, he's like, do something, and then he shaves his head.
That's the Grinch, bro.
I mean, the Grinch. What did I say?
I used to Jingle All the Way.
Oh, sorry.
I know
the
Ron
Grinch.
Howard's better. Yeah, I know his brother you're talking about, but I don't think that's him.
No, I've always thought that it was him, but
I'll have to look that up.
We'll look it up later.
Look it up. We'll let you know. So they walk back, and that's when Star-Lord's talking to Gamora and Rock. He's he's how much are they trying to get for that orb through Gamora's contact? She says 100,000 units. And then they're like, oh, we'll split it between the three of us. And that's when Groot comes up. He's all, I'm Groot.
He woke up.
And then he's all, four of us. Asleep for the danger. Awake for the money. As per freaking usual. Sweet-ass Rocket. So we go back to Ronan, being told about Gamora, that she betrayed him. Like, he's all, inside. The little henchman. He's all, inside a hustle. That Gamora's betrayed you. You know what I'm talking about? That little dude that Thanos is representative. And then he goes.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, and then he's like, he tells him, like, he's like, you let this happen to me. He's like talking crap to Ronan. And then Ronan, I don't know, he uses like the Force.
Well, that's when they go to see Thanos himself. Yeah, like. Yeah. He uses something with his hammer and twists that dude's head.
Yeah, it's like a Force thing. Does the hammer have like some sort of push or something?
Hammer of Dawn.
I don't know what it does. But that's from freaking Gears of War. But yeah, he hits her and he goes.
I only ask that you take these matters seriously. He's like, the only matters I do take seriously, boy, is you. This is our first like intro to Thanos. Like our first like look at him. Like I remember we saw him a little bit after Avengers, right? I think it was. But I don't think it was the full like design they wanted yet. I'm not sure.
No, yeah, because I think in Avengers, if I'm not mistaken, I think his color was way different than it is now.
I don't even know if it was Josh Brolin at that point. Was it?
Yeah, it was still Josh Brolin. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So pretty cool. So yeah, that happens. So he tells, he pretty much tells Ronan, put Ronan in his place, and they take off. We go back to the prison with Rocket, and he's coming up with this plan as he explains, what they have to do. Starlight has to go get this guy's mechanical leg. Gamora has to go get this little key that the guards wear that can open things up, and then they also have to get this battery that's like for whatever his plan is. He's like, we need it. He's like, most importantly, we get that piece last because it's gonna set up everything's gonna go into lockdown. So most importantly we get that last.
And while he's saying that,
Groot's in the background, and then Drax is watching him too. If you watch, he's just looking at him. And I love this prison scene. It's such a good scene.
Mm-hmm.
That's when everything goes into lockdown. So they all start fighting, and then Groot goes into crazy mood, goes crazy and starts fighting, and then Rocket gets on top of him. Even Drax is into the mix. He's he laughs every time he's fighting. He's I never liked the scene where Rock goes, oh. Yeah, I don't know. I never really liked it. I don't know what it is.
It's probably
didn't sit well with. I don't know. It just didn't really feel like it worked for me in that part.
It's funny because I really don't care about it either. But I feel like that scene is probably like something in a comic. Like I feel like people are gonna be like, yeah, he does that in comics.
Oh yeah, he says, oh yeah.
He says, oh yeah, in like issue 30, 100 and something.
And Rocket goes to the beach or something. I don't know.
That's a good one.
So after this whole fight's going down, they make it into the Watchtower. Everyone gets what they needed, and they make it inside. And Gamora looks at Drax, all, spare me your gaze, woman. She's like, what is he doing in here? She's like, I made a promise, and like, he can come with us.
Mm-hmm.
And then
he's like, you who's laid with a god,
pescatarian, something like that.
A pescatarian. That's the fish. I know. No, I keep doing this. I don't know why. No, he says, you who's laid with the Gavarian or something like that.
Yeah, he's like, that was just one time. I said to him, he's like, I was just trying to get information. And then he puts the leg down, and that's when Rocket's like, I was just kidding about the leg. How did he look hopping around? Was it funny? He's like, I had to transfer him 20,000 units. He's just laughing. He's like, and then Drax says something, and he goes, we got the walking the source over here. do not ever call me a thesaurus. And that's when Rocket's like, his people are completely literal. Like, metaphors are going to go right over his head. He goes, nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast. I will catch it. Dude, that part had the theater cackling for sure.
Yeah.
So this whole time, this whole plan is going on, and they're kind of getting worried because they're almost, it's almost going to blow them up. And then Rocket's plan ended up works. The gravity system or whatever, he rips off the thing, and they use the robots to fly away. And that was a pretty good plan. I like when they're getting their clothes, and Rocket goes, they crumbled my clothes into a ball. That's rude. They folded yours. Like, just that little piece is like so quick, but it's so great. And then Peter's like freaking out because his cassette player's not with him. He's like, so he tells him, he's like, he switches the orb, but we don't see, but he gives it the orb to Gamora. He's like, here, don't look without me. So he goes, and that's when the pina coladas. Right. So if you like making love at midnight, and it turns out he had the orb the whole time, like because they're about to leave his ass. So let's just leave him. Like, but he's like, crap, like he screwed us. Smart guy. They would have left his ass. But yeah, it's like, if you like making love at midnight, that's when he flies out, and then Drax all, behold. That's fucking sweet. And he's all, warrior. This, he says, this companion shows spirit. You'll make a fine ally in the fight between Thanos. What were you retrieving? And he shows them. He's like, you're an imbecile. It's so sweet. And then they're talking about the orb and how they have to get it to whatever. And then,
to the collector, we find out.
Yeah, the collector. Later. And then I don't know how this comes up, but Drax, and Gamora getting a little fight. He's like, I am not a princess. That's just dumb. And then, Peter has to separate everybody because, there's everyone on his ship, and everyone's kind of like, just like, it's just a bunch of mixed personalities. And like, we got Rocket trying to make a bomb and all that stuff. He's like, I'll make this bomb. And who knows where Groot's at? Probably asleep. He was asleep, I think, because they're talking about the money again. And I think even Drax, I have no interest for money. And like, and then, so that happens. That's when we cut to Yondu and Kraglin, his little sidekick, at the broker, asking about that orb. And he's like, I'm not allowed to talk to my, I'm not about to talk about the transactions with my associates. And then Yondu's like, ugly, bugly, bugly. I don't really care for this scene either. I don't know what it is. Yeah. Like, it's kind of dumb, but he's like, ugly, bugly, bugly.
I think a lot of people liked it though.
Yeah, I know.
And
I feel like Kraglin, like, I really laughed. Like, he wasn't, because he like cracks up a little bit. But even before that, he's like, does this little piece sit on my my armrest? Just because he has like a little collection.
Yeah, he has like a little armrest with a little collection.
Weird stuff. And he's like, here's completely serious. Freaking Kraglin. The guy who plays Kraglin is actually the motion capture for Rocket. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Who's James Gunn's brother.
Yeah.
Sean Gunn, yeah. Which is a trip. It's crazy that he did that.
That's
cool.
so random, yeah.
Bradley Cooper's like, too rich for that. That's too rich for my blood.
I know, I'm surprised they didn't use Bradley Cooper to do it. Well, they didn't use freaking, obviously. Did they use Vin Diesel to do Groot? No, right?
I think he did.
Did he really? Sure he did. I don't remember. I didn't see.
He did like all the versions of like the foreign languages too. Like he did every single version.
Oh, really? That's crazy. Yeah, I didn't even know that. I know James Gunn did the dance for him in Guardians 2.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, but I don't think. I was like, I don't know about Groot. I've never seen any like videos or anything about that.
So while this is happening, we cut to the collector, and he's all mysterious. He goes to his sidekick. He goes, Karina. Yes, master. Your people, they have elbows, do they not? And she was like, yes, master. Then use them.
I love that. That's what I've said that so countless of times.
Yeah, same.
Like
Quotables.
Thank you, Quotables. It was my wife was cleaning, and I'm like, I told her.
You slept outside that night?
I didn't sleep with her that night. No, but I told her, I was like, your people, they have it's just so well, like you could use that a lot. I think we use that, honestly, probably at work.
Definitely.
We definitely use that at work. I know we did.
It's a great line.
It's a great line.
So we go back to the ship with the crew, arriving to Nowhere, that's the planet, to meet this so-called collector. To pass the time, they go drink and gamble as they wait. And then Drax is like, now let's put this liquid in our bodies. And then Rocket's like, that's the first thing you said. That's not bad. That shit crazy. Yeah. Then we cut to Peter and Gamora having a little connection. She's telling her story about how Thanos, killed her parents and just pretty much stole her and trained her to be this deadly assassin. And then Peter tells his story about Footloose, or he's talking about his mom, and then he tells him about the music, and she's like, I'm a warrior and an assassin. I do not dance. He's all my place. We have a legend about people like you. He's all called Footloose. He's all a man named Kevin Bacon. with a bunch of people with sticks up their asses. She's like, who put the sticks up their butts? That is cruel. But then she puts on the music, and I love the song too. I fooled around and fell in love since I met you, baby. So they almost have a little moment, and that's when she denies him. She's like, I know you kind of man. I'll not be another story or something like that. Some weird shit.
She
like
puts
that.
like the knife to his throat.
Yeah.
And stuff. You
And
know what's
that's
funny is I thought it, and you know what song I thought it was? I thought it was "I'm Not in Love," but it was
wrong.
the other one.
You're
that was
wrong.
I'm wrong, but that song's in the movie.
But you're wrong.
And that's why you're wrong.
But you're wrong.
That's from The Simpsons, by the way. Quotables, if you
will. So we're interrupted by a fight between Drax, Groot, and Rocket. They're all fighting, and then Rocket has his little outburst with another story. He's like, I didn't ask to be put apart and put together. You called me rodent. You called me burning. It's kind of sad. A little
yeah, it's really sad. Yeah. I think they do it in one of the like Guardians of the Galaxy, like the little Telltale game movie. Or game.
Yes.
They have a little story of like Rocket, and they show you kind of a little thing about him.
I never beat it.
I didn't get to beat it either, but I would love to see like his little story because it's kind of like it's really sad. Like it's messed up what they did to him.
They should make a Mass Effect but Guardian.
If you look back and love at midnight.
And then that's when the lady comes out. Karina comes out. Me lady Gamora, I'm here to fetch you for my master. And then Drax takes off. He's like, he's all pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get sweet ass Guillermo del Toro. Finally, we see him, and that's when he starts to explain the Infinity Stones. While this is happening, Drax is over there looking. He wants to make a phone call, which he ends up calling
Thanos
or calling Ronan.
Ronan, that's right.
So he can fight him because he's all drunk. But as he's explaining the Infinity Stones, I think that they have the Power Stone, right? Is that what it is?
I believe so. Yeah.
I can't remember which stone it is. But these stones are important to the Marvel Cinematic Universe if you do not know. Which you should.
I always forget what the hell the stones are.
It was like the Mind Stone.
It's the Mind Stone, Soul Stone.
The Soul Stone makes you Aretha Franklin.
Just kidding. So time, soul, power, and then what's
mind? Did you say mind?
I already said mind. Yeah.
This guy's.
I don't know. There's a lot of colored ones. I don't remember how to
They're cute.
They're cute.
But yeah, he's explaining the Infinity Stone, and he goes, beautiful. Like the exaggeration he does is like so good, and I just love because Rocket says how fascinating. Whitey calls him Whitey. He's like, but we want to get paid. He's like, how would you like to get paid? But then before this, he even sees Groot. He goes, what is that thing there? He's like, I am Groot. He's like, I've never met the Groot. He's like, sir. He's like, you allow me to pay you now. He wants to buy him, right?
He wants to buy him in
his collection.
So what we didn't say. Obviously, if you watch the movie, we're spoiling the whole movie, but all into it, right? At like halfway through, he has like a collection of stuff, right? It's like all like
hence the name, the Collector.
Yeah, hence the name, and he has a bunch of cases of like these like individuals from different planets. He ends up having Howard the Duck there, which is like another Marvel like random.
He has a
comic.
scroll there too, right? A scroll from Captain Marvel. He has one.
I believe so.
You see
him
pretty close.
Yeah, and then I think he has like the
Scrooge McDuck.
What's the girl's name again? She goes, Lady Gamora. What'd you call her? Karina.
Her species, another one of her girls.
Yeah,
in there.
which was one of his other helpers, but he put her away.
She didn't have elbows.
She wasn't using her elbows.
No. So after all this, though, after he explains the time stone, we see Karina, and she ends up grabbing it. She's like, I will not be your slave anymore. And she grabs it and ends up blowing everything to shit, revealing the power of the orb. So Gamora takes it, and she wants to do the right thing. And then Rocket's like, what do you still have it for? He's like, you had that in your purse? He's like, it's not a purse, it's a satchel. So while they're talking about doing the right thing, and that's when Peter's like, or we can take it to someone who doesn't want to kill us, and will still give us a lot of money. And that's when Gamora's like a little pissed off. And then while this happens, Ronan shows up. And even Yondu shows up. He's like, Peter, get that boy. And that's when they have this whole little fight. Like Drax wants to fight Ronan because he killed his family. He's like, you killed my family. And,
and the way he's standing, he's like,
like, I don't remember killing your family. But I will remember, and I won't remember killing you. But yeah, Ronan ends up being super powerful. And then so Nebula tries to chase Gamora because she's flying away, and that's when Peter wants to help her too, and so does Rocket. And they have another sweet little battle, in the sky. They got their. Well, where's Groot this whole time? He's just chilling down there.
He was just chilling somewhere.
There's nothing he can do. So the battle ends up getting lost. Gamora gets launched into space. She's about to die. they take the orb, and that's when Drax is defeated. Also, he gets thrown into that weird
like yellow liquid or whatever.
Probably the sewage.
I want to ask you a question about. Well, we'll see when Groot saves Drax and stuff, and he pokes him right. I want to ask you what the hell does he do? But we'll talk about it
after. So then Peter Quill ends up saving Gamora by sacrificing himself by going out to space. But he tells Yondu where he is at this time, gives him the coordinates. So that's when he goes out there. He's about to lose his breath too, but then he gets saved, and then Rocket goes back down, and he's out there and just like, Peter, what happened? He's like, and then Peter's looking at they're really romantic, and Peter's like, I saw you out there, and I don't know what got over me. I couldn't let you die. I found something inside myself, something incredibly heroic. Ruins the moment. She's just she's like, get off of me. And that's when Kraglin comes in. He's like, welcome home, Peter. And they're all have their guns pointed at him. So we go back to the boys. That's when Groot revives Drax. I don't know what he does. I don't know if it's like a CPR, but he also people
But he pokes him in the heart, yes?
Yes. You know who I am, yes.
You know who I am, yes.
It's like when they do CPR and then or water was you know what I mean?
No, yeah, it makes sense, but he pokes him, he makes his finger and it goes through his heart, and then a yellow that yellow substance.
Does it go through though, or maybe it's just putting so much pressure on it? That's what he was doing. Maybe it doesn't go through him.
But it comes out, right? It comes out of his finger. It doesn't come out of the mouth, if I recall correctly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think it does. I think you're right.
I don't know what he does to him. Well, if you guys know, please let us know. What the hell?
Turn the clip on.
Yes, no, but it's just weird, and then
it's a little strange.
And I've always think about it, and I was like, what the fuck happened? But he saves his life, right? And then Drax is like, defeated. He's feeling like, damn, I couldn't do it.
He even says he's like, I was a fool, and I like that scene. He admits he fucked up.
Yeah, he messed up, and I think that's the first time he's had probably clarification in his life, because he's been so involved in trying to murder this guy.
Well, he even says he's like, all the anger, all the rage, it's great. I like it. And then even Groot's like, I'm Groot, and he's like, Rocket, I'll save them.
He's all the muscles. No, it's not like.
And he's like, I know they're the only friends we ever had. I know, Groot's good.
I kept saying Jingle All the Way. I don't know why the hell.
So they end up going. He's like, and then Rocket's like, we're not gonna be able to save them. And then he's all, with just us two. And then Drax, 3. He's like, you're making me kick.
Yeah.
So they end up going to save him. So we back to Ronan talking to Thanos, but he changes his plan. He's all, I think I have a different plan. And then that's when Quotables like, he goes, Ronan, Thanos, he's the most powerful in the galaxy. I don't know why I sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I don't.
And then Thanos like, boy, and then Ronan ends up taking the stone and getting empowered with it. He's like, you call me boy. He's on Thanos. I'm coming for you.
And he puts the stone on the freaking big old mallet or whatever he has.
And then the hammer of justice. And then Nebula's like, you were gonna kill my father after, and she's like, you dare oppose me? It's like, I will help you destroy 1,000 planets. And then we switch to the Ravengers. And that's when Yondu has Peter Quill. Oh, these boys wanted to eat you. They ain't tasted no damn before. I saved you. And it's like, Peter's like, oh, you keep bringing that up like it's good. People want to eat me. No, human people want to eat somebody.
It's not okay for them to eat.
He's like, look. He's like, we have this. We can do this. And he's like, is that what you feeling to be your head up with, boy? Sentiments? Sentimentals?
At this point, we don't know, obviously, but he has a special place. Peter Quill has a special place in Yondu's heart. He treats him like a kid, like a son, right?
Yeah.
That's why he's soft on him, like that guy says. They notice that. So it's just so different.
Then he goes like, I got to teach this boy a lesson. And then Kraglin goes, Captain's got to teach him stuff. I like that too. But then they all become friends after they're revealing that how much they're willing, they can get paid for that for that little thing. So they're all fine.
Cap's gonna teach him stuff.
And then after they all agree, that's when Drax, Groot, and Rocket interrupt that they're gonna. He's like, attention, idiots! And he's like, they're about to blow up the ship. And he's like, we're gonna give you the count of 5. And then Peter lets him know that everything's okay. So they bring him in, and then they're talking. And then Rocket's like, what do you mean they were? He's like, how are you expecting to save us? You only give him 5 seconds. He's like, and then Groot's like, I am Groot. He's like, they aren't ungrateful. I love that he's the only one that can understand too.
Yeah.
It's like it's sweet.
At some point, you kind of like listening to Groot. You kind of get a little gist of what you think he's gonna
what
say,
he's trying to say,
or what he's trying to say. Yeah.
So that's when they're trying to. He's trying to talk to them about like everyone teaming up together.
Yeah.
And then Drax is like, "We just tried to save you." He's like, "We just established that." He's like, "When did we establish that?" He's like 3 seconds ago. He's like, "Oh, I wasn't listening. I was thinking about something else." I love what he does. That Drax little murmur.
Oh my god.
But then he gives a sweet ass speech.
Yeah.
Talking about we're all losers, but they get all mad. He's like, no, like we're people that lost stuff. But I love this scene.
Mm-hmm.
And then like they're like, "Peter, you're asking us to die." Like like and he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I don't know." And then that's when they start doing their sweet speeches. Gamora's like, "I have lived most of my life surrounded by my enemies. I will be grateful to die among my friends."
Mm.
Sweet. And then Drax, "You are an honorable man, Quill. I will fight beside you. And in the end, see my wife and daughter again." Tears. And then Groot, "I am Groot." Like, right? See, at that point, like, you can, like, obviously in the context, but you can tell, like, what
he's going to say, "Yeah, I'm going to join."
He's like, "I'm in. Like, I am a friend."
Mm-hmm.
And then Rock gets mad. And he stands up. "Oh, we're all standing. You happy now? Like freaking idiots." And then we get our little montage. Cherry bomb. Cherry bomb. And then they're all talking about their plan and meanings of text. Holy Star Wars vibes right there, right?
Yeah.
And then they're talking about I forget what they're talking about, but like Kraglin tries to go fist bump Drax and he denies him. I totally forgot about that scene.
This is a random, man.
I forgot about it happening. But anyway, they got their solid plan. And then Rocket's like, "There's only one more thing we need to complete this plan. That guy's eye." And then Peter's like, no, we don't need that. He's like, "Come on, I really need it this time."
He's all chuckling in the like.
And then we get the ugly ass John C. Reilly at home, and he gets a message. He gets the dick message from Peter, I guess. And that's when he goes to tell the Nova Corps. He's like, "Oh, they reached out to me, saying that they're under attack." And he's like, "I don't believe anybody's 100% a dick, ma'am," or something like that, some stupid thing. But he ends up. She's like, "Oh, do you think he's really here to help us?" She's like, "Yeah." The way it is, like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And that's when this battle in the sky begins. You got Yondu, and you see his little toys. He sees little toys.
Oh yeah,
on the
like
ship.
his little thing. Yeah.
So having a sweet battle. Everything's getting down, like, really cool.
He saves John C. Reilly's family, right?
Well,
I just because I think
he
you see
mentions that.
Yeah, you mention it.
But yeah,
Sorry.
Yondu ends up going down. He's like, "Peter, I'm hit. I'll see you at the end of this." To Quill, and then that's when Drax, Gamora, Groot, and Quill get into the ship as Drax laughs his ass off. They like charge in because like they took down their shield, and then Gamora's like, "We're just like Kevin Bacon." But it's sweet. Where's that part I'm talking about? Because I didn't mention that while they're fighting, they're about to lose. That's when the Zendarians join
the Nova Corps.
The Nova Corps. They start to help, and that one guy's like, "I rallied against this. Prove me wrong." That's Sal. Why didn't John C. Reilly go up? Did he?
He's like something else. But dude, the way that we'll get into that part. But when they're doing the little force field shield, dude, that's such a cool like scene, and the way they all
sweet. And the way they go down.
And the way they go down, they're all like, and there's all.
Okay, and then so we're back with everybody inside the ship, and then it's super dark, but Groot lights up at the light, all sweet. Drax's like, "Where did you learn to do that?" And then Quill's, "I'm pretty sure the answer is I am Groot." And he's like, and this when Drax has his little speech, he's like, "You, Quill, is my friend. This dumb tree is my friend. And this green whore."
That's funny. That's where he says that.
And then Nebula ends up interrupting, and she's talking shit on her. Like, she's all, "Gamora, you're useless, faithful, stupid." And that's when Drax blasts her away. He's all, "Nobody talks to my friends like that." Sweet scene. I remember that the crowd's like, "And the green whore. And this green whore." But he's using this dumb tree. And so like we cut to Yondu finally using a sweet ass scene. And that's when the crowd. I remember the crowd going like, Yondu. "I'm happy, pretty like an angel." So we're back inside the ship, and that's when Korath comes out to go meet up with and he goes, "Star-Lord." And Quill's like, finally, he's happy. Finally, somebody knows his name. And this battle begins, and they all start fighting. And then Korath kind of has an intense little death, man. He like pulls out like this off his head, like that little metal thing. He's like,
"That's right, yeah."
And then stupid Drax goes, "Finger on the throat means death." So yeah, sort of. But this is true Star Wars fashion. We got a battle inside. We got the battle between Gamora and her sister, and we got a starship.
And we got a starship battle outside.
True Star Wars. Everyone's just getting down, but even Rocket, they're like losing and stuff, and we go back inside, and I like this part because when Groot knocks down all those guys after they defeat everybody,
he
sticks
goes
his
through
hand,
them. Yeah,
he's like, and he does that sweet little smile, and he's like, so cute, dude. He's so cute. He knows he did well. Good
tree.
But yeah, that's when we see the Ronin. They destroy the Xander fleet. Like they break through their shield. That's when Sal, and then the Rocket's like, "Hang in there, Sal!" And he's like, "Ah!" And they die.
And they die.
It's pretty intense, dude. And
yeah, it looks crazy.
It's like their whole crew. Like
I think the whole fleet gets
pretty much, bro.
Gets killed. Like they just go.
Yeah, sad, bro.
Like you would think they
Even
would have
some
some
of the
more
Ravagers too.
some other type of force field that didn't have to use them as.
Hey man, they're just this.
They're kind of like a state police, kind of, right? Like they police a lot of the region, I guess.
Yeah,
it
for
kind of
sure.
seems like that, but it's just weird.
Yeah. So the crew gets inside finally after Gamora knocks down Nebula, and she's like, "Join us." She's like, "I will not join you," and she takes off.
Well, she falls off, and then
she detaches herself.
Yeah, and then she
lands on a ship.
Like,
Give me that. And then we cut to they're all inside. That's when they finally build that gun and shoot at Ronin, but it ends up failing. But then Rocket comes crashing in with his ship and knocks it, and everything goes to shit. And that's when the Dark Aster starts to go down.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of my favorite scenes. It gets me every time when Groot starts to shield everyone, right?
Oh, that's right.
It's all peaceful, like everyone's like in his shield, and then Rocket's like, "No, Groot, you can't." He's like, "You'll die." He's like, "Why are you doing this?" He's like, "Why?" And he goes, "We are Groot."
Yeah. That's great, and the way he grabs them all with the little one,
it's super cute, dude.
It's super
such
sad,
a great, such a great scene, bro.
I totally forgot. I always keep that scene out of my head. And then now that you brought it back up, I was like, because I just don't like it. Obviously, you're like, I was just really sad. So I always,
it's a great scene, though.
I always don't think about it, but it is a great scene. It's really sad.
We are Groot. I love it.
Just a real random fact. Lex here actually hugged me like that once and wrapped me around, but it was his hairs.
Ernie's like, I never met a Groot before. Can't hold back those tears. So the ship is destroyed, and the Guardians wake up. Everyone except for Groot, obviously. He's dead. And Quill's cassette's player is playing. What's the song again? It's
Michael Jackson, no?
No, it's
shoot, I forget the song that's playing prior to that.
It's Ooh Child, things are gonna get easy.
Is it?
That's what's playing.
That's what it is.
They're laying there, and then Ronan comes out still alive, and that's when Quill's trying to distract him, but not before. He's like, "Behold, your guardians of the galaxy." They said it.
Oh,
he's like, "What fruit?
That's the movie's name.
What fruit have they wrought?" And that's when he distracts him. He's like, "Ooh, child," and he's like, "What are you doing?"
That's Jackson 5, yeah.
I don't think it is.
No, I wonder. Yeah, okay.
Jackson 5 is at the end.
Oh, okay. That's right.
But, so he's distracting him, as Rocket's building his little weapon, and that he shoots.
He's all dance off, bro.
And then he even does it. He's like, Gamora. She's like, no. He's all, take it back. Subtle. So
he's like, what are you doing?
And that's when he's all, I'm distracting you, you dummy. And that's when he shoots out the stone out of the hammer, and that's when Peter grabs it. And this is another amazing scene, another favorite, when they all start to join. And Gamora asks for Peter's hand, and he sees his mom, and he finally takes his hand. He finally got it. He's like, Mom? Uniting them both, making them stronger. And that's when the rest of the Guardians all grab, and I like these little Rocket's hands. And then that's when Ronan's like, you're immortal. How? He's like, you said it yourself, bitch. We're the Guardians of the Galaxy. That's when
he opens his hand.
Opens his hand. Just he's like the way he goes away. It's like
it's pretty cool. But now you find out in the second one why he can do that.
Yeah,
because he's a celestial being.
Of course.
Half.
Well, they reveal it here too, kind of.
Yeah, they kind of say it, huh?
So they end up saving the day. Everyone's happy, and that's when Yondu comes up for the orb. He's like Yondu. He's like, don't do this. He's like, I may be as pretty as an angel, but I sure as hell ain't one. Give it here, son. And he gives it to him. He's all, be careful, don't open it. He's all right. And they take off. But it turns out he switched the orb. He tricked little Yondus. And then, he even tells Gamora, he's like, he was about the only family I ever had. And she's like, no, he wasn't. So good, so good. And that's, we see even Rocket's crying in the corner too, about Groot. He has a little stick. And then Drax goes to pet him, and he's like, he accepts it. He likes it. He likes it. Comforts of these dogs, that's how they are. So we cut back to the Nova Corp where they reveal Peter's father is an ancient being. She's like, he's not of Earth. He's like, we noticed it when we picked you up, and that's why he could have held the orb.
That was able to hold it. Yeah.
So they reveal like as a reward, they put their ship together, his ship back together, made it a little nicer, and all their crimes are expunged. But he's like, oh, just from here on out, like just remember, like any crime you commit, it's gonna be on you guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be on.
And then Rocket's like, what if somebody has something I want? He's like, that's stealing. He's like, you don't understand. I want it more. And then Drag's like, what if someone does something that irks me and I decide to remove his spine? He's like, that's murder, the worst crime of all. Still illegal.
Yeah.
He's like, and he's like, I'll take care of him. Quill's like, I'm gonna take care of him. But like you said, that's when he tells him, he's like, I have a family. He's like, they're alive because of you, like because he saved the day. They saved the day.
Mm-hmm.
Even though all those other fuckers died.
Because you kind of see it, like at one point you see the picture and stuff. Yeah.
So that's when Quill goes back to the ship and he finally reaches for his mom's card. Another tearjerker. Opening the present, she's talking. He's like, my little Star Lord. And that's when he puts on Awesome Mix Volume 2. And that's when it's another sweet ass song. It's ain't listen, baby. Ain't no mountain high. Ain't no valley low. And that's getting a little montage. We see Yondu and he sees that he's tricked and he was trolled, but he smiles like he like kind of enjoys it. He's like, hey, he's on my computer. Then we got Nova putting the orb back. John C. Reilly, he sees his family. They're all hugging. They're all, my love is alive. He's with the little Karina girls, dude.
That's right, yeah.
Karina. So it's pretty cute. And then we're back to the ship, and we even see let me take a breath there. We even see that Rocket planted a little Groot stick, in a plant. And that's when it starts to come alive. It's a little baby Groot.
It's a little baby Groot.
Which becomes another fan favorite.
Mm-hmm.
So Quill's like, what should we do next? Something good, something bad, a little bit of both. And Gamora's like, we'll follow your lead, Star-Lord.
Ain't no
He's all, bit of both. And that's when they... Oh, baby, give me one more chance. So yeah, that's when they take off, and then it ends with them, and then we get another little scene after that, little Groot dancing, and Drax is looking at him like, "Huh? I want you back." And that's when won the.
Oh, baby.
And that's what wins the world over, bro.
Yeah. Sorry, almost got lost in karaoke there.
I know. Let's go.
Let's go.
And that concludes the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Now, as always, we like to go into this. Now we usually go by a rated, buy it, skip it. I'm just kidding. No, we usually go by. Like it, love it, rewind it.
Yes.
And
are you changing the game?
Yeah, I'm changing the game. I want to ask you now, what's your choice?
I thought you said you're changing the game.
No, that's not the game. No. It's just like it, love it, rewind it.
Yeah. Oh.
Go.
It's rewinded, bro.
Yeah.
I remember I used to watch this movie all the time. Like I would just put it on in the background all the time, and I think it still holds up. And I'm watching it again. I was so happy. I was like, I really love this movie, dude. It's one of my favorites. And I remember watching the theaters, just being super happy that we saw it, and I was super stoked for this movie. I remember seeing it in the IMAX premiere, all that crap. Amazing. Got the shirt. I was Star-Lord for Halloween.
That's right. I was his Gamora.
Ernie was Rocket. I was Gamora's a little better.
I was actually Drax. I was just shirtless.
You know who I am, yes? Drax, eater.
Eater of pizzas.
That's definitely, it's one of my favorite movies. I love it. One of my favorite Marvel movies.
Yeah.
No.
I was gonna say we've actually recreated some of the scenes. The Guardians. He cleaned me up like I was Ronan. Just kidding.
You're done. No, I watched you how they washed Peter Quill in the prison.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, dude, beautiful. What about you, Ernie?
So for me, this movie was definitely rewinded. I used to just put this movie on every night to go to sleep. And I would just like watching it. So definitely when he brought it up again, it was such a treat. I enjoyed everything about it. I was like, oh my God.
You weren't expecting it.
Yeah. It's funny because I used to watch this movie like so much, but now I'm watching Guardians 2 a lot more.
I haven't seen that one in a while. I've only seen it twice.
It's not the better one. I think the first one's the best one, but I enjoy the second one a lot. And, but I'm so glad that we ended up watching it, and definitely sort of rewinded for me. Like I said, I watch this movie like very consistently. It isn't like one of those like when I watch a Marvel movie, when you go through a Marvel phase, you're like, I want to watch the Marvel movies. This is one of the ones that is always on.
Definitely the one to put on.
Yeah.
There's a review here, and I wasn't gonna do it for this one just because I didn't, they were kind of long, but I read this one. It's a little long. and you got to bear with me.
That's fine.
But I thought it was hilarious. It's a funny one, so I'm gonna read it for you. It says the worst Marvel crap ever made. This was 1 out of 10. Guardians of the Crap Galaxy. The Crap Galaxy. It's been a while since I gave a comment about movies. Usually when I do, it's because the movie is extremely awesome or annoyingly full of cow dung. I went into the theater without any idea what Guardian of the Galaxy had in store. Sometimes a movie is more enjoyable when you don't know the synopsis at all. So this is what I did. All I knew is that it was a good number of positive reviews, and IMDb had given it at least an 8. Most of them reviewers giving 8, the movie's going to be awesome, and nothing could go wrong, right? How wrong? I mean, how very, 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 very wrong I was. Please, if you are someone who with a functioning brain, I implore you not to go watch this garbage. Allow me to be the messiah when it comes to this movie. Take it that I have gone to sacrifice my cash and time for you to stay away and just download it if you can. And even if that, make sure you download it from a place that is sharing free Wi-Fi. Why do you axe? Why am I blasting this movie with so much ammo? You axe? Axe spelled A-X.
They actually...
Yeah, it's spelled axe.
Let me axe you some.
It's simple. Nowhere is whether in reality or fiction can a bunch of people always save a complex situation without coming out unscathed. Also, I don't even know if this movie was a comedy or a thriller or an action. It tries to woefully emulate all three to no success. I'm going to end here, or I will go on and on. I'm trying hard not to give away spoilers, but let no one say I never warned them. That's my favorite part. P.S. There are 2 surefire ways to watch it without having any regrets. 1, going to watch it with the lady friend that you want to score, and 2, when you're high on weed. these two ways I guarantee will make you enjoy the movie much more.
Dude, if anything, you should go high and with the girl that you're trying to...
but he says no one with a functioning brain. But if you read this review is hard to say because like a lot of things aren't spelled correctly, or like he just uses like shortcuts with wording, like R is with a literal R, the axe, like it's just badly put together.
That's funny. Do you think that he was high?
He obviously didn't score.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me ask you something. No, I mean, yeah, it's subjective. Everything is subjective. Like, he has his entitlement to his review. Yeah. It doesn't sound like he knows what he's kind of talking about, I guess.
Nah, not at all.
But
I like how he says, this movie tries to be a thriller. Like, I don't remember it being a thriller.
No,
it was just action and comedy. Yeah, I mean, but plenty of movies blend that. Like, I
feel like it's more comedy than anything, honestly, than it is freaking thriller. But
it's action for sure.
Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe he went out into it expecting something. Like everyone in reviews, I always feel like they go expecting something.
Yeah,
and they're always like, "Oh, I was expecting this, and it wasn't." And I'm like, "Well,
yeah, most of us kind of do, but like,
that's true, I guess." But it's like you can tell, like when a movie's gonna be a certain way. You're not gonna, you're not gonna get freaking. I don't know. I always say this Casablanca, or Asablanca. It's funny.
Yeah. Well, let's stray away from that. Let me ask you, what's your favorite quote of this movie?
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you. My favorite quote is the one that we had discussed, the one with Benicio del Toro. The one I told my wife is like, "Your people,
right?
They have elbows, do they not?" I don't know why I keep doing this. Like I'm praying.
You're like the guy in the review, the Messiah. I have lived in my cash and watched my time.
Yeah, no, I think it's because the stupid mic's here, so I want to like go like this. I don't know. But yeah, that's my favorite quote. I say it constantly. And sir, what is yours?
Oh man,
there's so many great ones. Honestly,
honestly, that's probably one of my favorites. Or Captain's got to teach stuff. That part's pretty sweet too.
Captain's got to teach stuff.
Or the Terran. And there's no Terran before. They wanted to eat you.
I also like the green horror one, dude.
This green horror.
That was really funny.
Yeah, Drax. The shit Drax says is pretty good too.
I think it has a bunch of ones, but another one of my favorites is the one where he goes, nothing gets over me. My reflexes.
My head,
yeah. Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too quick. I would catch it. That's really funny.
Great movie. 100% recommend. If you have not seen it, watch it. Even if you're not a Marvel fan, it's still something you can watch because it's not. I mean, it is connected, obviously, but it's like like you said, an outsider kind of like. And this changed the game. This movie has changed the game for like the Marvel movies for sure.
Yeah, it changed the tone.
They didn't think it was going to be a success. I think it wasn't going to do well, but it ended up being like one of the best like reviewed ones for sure.
Yeah. Agreed.
I've watched it plenty of times in theaters and at home, so watch it, like it, and rewind it.
Yeah, so that concludes our episode. I do want to tell you guys, make sure you guys follow us on Instagram. We still do, and Twitter as well. We do have those social medias out there. So we have Quotables Cast, just the way you spell quotes, and then just put Ebbles.
Yeah, I mean, how you've been looking at it before, it's just how it's spelled.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very, very easy to
Look
find
for
us
us on YouTube. We're starting to do live, or not live streams, but like we're filming ourselves talking. Like
so you
see
can
here,
get to
if
see
you are
us
listening
now.
to us on YouTube,
And
you'll see us licking each other.
Yeah, make sure you kind of like let us know how you guys like the setup. And obviously, we're like trying.
We've changed 3. This is our third setup.
Yeah, this
third film, or not film. Third
setup,
live setup thing.
Yeah, I mean we're looking into green screens and all that cool stuff, but that's a lot of work, and we don't have a lot of time
We're
for
looking
that.
for the moon.
So I just put the big TV on in the back.
Works. And next time it's gonna be us playing.
Oh, I like that.
You like that?
And make sure you go watch our review of Telltale Games.
Oh,
just
man.
kidding. Really old video. If you find it, you're welcome.
It's us reviewing the Guardians of the Galaxy game Telltale that came out.
And it's pretty funny because it was like that was our first foray into YouTube and just doing something together. It was interesting, but thank you guys again.
Watch it. Yeah, thank you again, guys, for your time and your support. We will see you next time on the next Quotables, which I don't know what it'll be, but we will see you. Take care. Hey everybody, what's up? If there's a corner, Ernie's in it. Oh, you fucking love that. That joke's there. 3 years old.